Standup Comedy, your host and MC, presents Comedy Appetizers, a podcast where you will find short comedy sets, stories, and funny bits from the famous and not so famous. Here is your host and MC, Scott Edwards.
Hey everybody, welcome to this week's show on Comedy Appetizers. I wanted to go back a few decades. This young man, Andy Roberts, came to work for me as a bartender. And he was originally from England. He had been in the country for several years and was a bartender. And he said he wanted to do stand-up comedy, and we put him up at one of the open mics and just kept working with him, and ended up being pretty good. This is an opening set by him that we used on our very first album back in the early 80s called Assorted Nuts, live from Laughs Unlimited. So this is a live recording on stage of Andy Roberts back in the early 80s. I've shared this set once before a few years ago, but I wanted to bring it to Comedy Appetizers, which has not had it. So ladies and gentlemen, sit back and enjoy the fresh young comedy of a young man from England, a bartender by the name of Andy Roberts.
Thank you. That's very kind. I was just talking to somebody back there who mentioned that it's their anniversary today, and I remember back to my anniversary. I've got a perfect marriage, though. I've been married for like 4 years, and I've got a little boy who's 6 years old. And no, he's cute. He's really cute. But I've got the most perfect marriage. I don't want to brag. Yeah, I do have a perfect marriage. I'm married to a deaf and dumb nymphomaniac with a liquor store. And no, you can't get much more perfect than that. My wife's funny, though. My wife is funny. I came down this morning and found her ironing her brassiere, okay? So like a comedian, I said, well, what are you ironing that for, love? You got nothing to put in it. She said, I ironed your shorts as well. Guys, we do silly things when we're married, don't we, guys, huh? Take, for instance, coming home late. Guys, what do we do every time we come home late? Come home at like 2 o'clock in the morning. What do we do, guys? We all do it. We switch the car engine off coming down the road, don't we, huh? Makes too much noise, you see. And then what happens? We go straight past the drive because the steering lock's on. you back up, you go in the drive again. You don't shut that car door till the morning, do you guys, huh? All the guys that are laughing are the guys that have done this, all right? Okay? And then you miss the cats, you miss the milk bottles on the step. Isn't that funny trying to open that front door when you're drunk, huh? And you're trying to open the front door with your ignition key. Shoes and socks off up the stairs, isn't it, guys, huh? You open the bedroom door really quietly, and the bedroom is in complete darkness. But you know it's lying there. Because you can hear it breathing and snoring. The Incredible Hulk in pantyhose is waiting for you to come home. Then you creep round to the side of the bed, and you guys, huh? You get undressed in the dark. Isn't that funny when you're drunk, huh? And you're trying to pull your pants off over your head. Oh. You slip beneath the sheets. You think you've made a home run. When all of a sudden, 2 o'clock in the morning, it suddenly wakes up. You have done the worst thing you could possibly do. You have awoken the bionic tongue. And if you've got a wife that sounds anything like my wife, it'll sound something like this. Where the heck you mean? What time did you call it's 2 o'clock in the morning? You're married to the first person. Last time you told me 2 years ago. You drunk then with that honeymoon. Honeymoon got drunk. Are you going to pay the mortgage with it? You're going to go back to the bar and borrow the money? I don't care. I'm going to go to my mother first thing in the morning. I don't give a shit. No. No. What do you say then, guys? You say, well, what's the matter, love? Guys, don't do this anymore. Do what I do now. Do exactly the opposite, okay? Come home at like 6 o'clock in the morning, all right? Rev the car engine up when you're coming down the street. Screech into the drive. The horn 3 times at least, guys. The car door twice at least. Do. The milk bottles. Smash them all over the street. Wake the whole neighbourhood up. The cat, best one, up the butt. Use every single key to open that front door. Stomp up them stairs as if you own the place. Fling open the bedroom door. And in your most sexiest and in your most seductive voice, say, darling, prepare yourself. For I'm in the mood for love. And you bet your life, guys, she'll be asleep then. I tell you, it never fails. Never, ever fails. It works all the time for me. It really does. But as I was saying, I've been married. I've got a little boy who's 6 years old. And he's cute because he got sent home from school the other day. And I said to him, "Oi, son, what are you doing home early from school?"
He said, "Well, Dad, I've been sent home."
I said, "Well, why have you been sent home?"
He said, "Well, the boy in the next desk to me was smoking."
I said, "Well, why did you get sent home?"
He said, "Because I set him on fire."
And he's gone into school, and the teacher said, "Come on, sit down, we're going to play a little game now. I've got my hand behind my back, and I've got hold of something that's round and red. You've got to guess what it is." Little girl put her hand and said,
"Please, miss, is it a tomato?"
Okay, or the American version,
"Please, miss, is it a tomato?"
just for you guys, all right, okay? She said, "No, it's an apple, but it shows your thinking. Now, behind my back, I've got hold of something that's long and yellow. You've got to guess what it is." Little girl, "Please, miss, a Chinaman?" She said, "Now, pack that up. Enough of that." The teacher said, "You can eat it." Little girl,
"Please, miss, a Chinaman?" She said, "Get out, get out." Said, "Please, miss, is it a lemon?"
she said, "No, it's a banana, but it shows your thinking." Now, my little son has had enough of this. 6 years old.
He said, "Here, miss, can I have a go at that stupid game?"
She said, "Yes, of course you can."
He said, "All right then, right. I've got my hand in my pants pocket and I've got hold of something 1.5 inches long."
Bring back some memories for you, does it, huh? Memories of last night, is that right, huh?
He said, 1.5 inches long with a big red bit on the end of it.
The teacher said, "You disgusting boy, come out here and face the blackboard."
He said, "No, miss, it's a matchstick, but it shows your thinking, doesn't it, huh?"
Well, you could see that he had a little bit of rawness to his material, but funny and entertaining. He did well enough at the club that we put him on our first album, Assorted Nuts. And I thought you, the audience of Comedy Appetizers, would appreciate this short comedy set. Hey, hope you have a great weekend. This Sunday, the main podcast, Standup Comedy, your host and MC, will have another new show. Thanks for listening. Be sure to rate if you can on Apple and share with your friends. Take care. Bye.
Thanks for listening to this week's episode of Comedy Appetizers. Be sure to share with family and friends, and we will see you this Sunday for our regular podcast, your host and MC, and again next Friday for another episode of Comedy Appetizers. Bye!